Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I have a collective haul of a lot of the goodies that I picked up on my recent trip to Japan. I actually visited while I was in Korea. So we went to Korea first, did a quick, there and back to Tokyo, and then finished out the rest of our time in Korea and then came back to the States. So my next video will probably be the goodies that I picked up in Korea, but this one I'm just gonna focus on some of the pieces from Japan. I don't actually think it's going to be like every single thing I picked up. A lot of things I picked up and I gave them as gifts to family in Korea, folks in the States as well. So some of those items are already gone, but these are the things that I actually started using, really enjoy, things that stand out for some reason. Also, side note, are you guys interested in like stationery? Because I picked up a lot of stationery related items when I was in Japan as well, and Korea. I thought I might do those in a separate video if you guys are interested, so let me know. I think I'm gonna start with Don Quijote. The infamous Don Quijote. I really like Don Quijote. I know it might be overwhelming for some, it might not be for everybody, but I went to Don Quijote with a mission of certain things that I really needed to pick up or that I was really looking for. So I think I'll start there. One of the main things I like to check out when I'm at Don Quijote is their makeup. I like a lot of Japanese makeup items. I use the Canmake eyeliner. I've used that for years, but I already had a few stocked up, so I didn't need to get any extras. This time around, I was really looking for their eyeshadows. Honestly, a lot of the cute colors were sold out, so you do have to go to multiple Don Quijotes to see if they have different stock. I did manage to pick up 3. I love how these opens. They have like this little pull tab and you just go like this, and then you can use your eyeshadow and then you just like pop it right back in and it's covered. The other makeup item I picked up is this powder. I think this powder is also pretty popular. It's a Canmake Marshmallow Finish Powder. I got it in the shade ML. There were 3 shades, ML, MB, which I think was beige, and then there was MI or something like that, and I think that was the lighter shade. So I feel like L was somewhat in the middle. That's why I picked up this one. It has a really nice like setting powder, and there are times where some of the base makeup that I use, it gets a little too dewy throughout the day. So I like putting this a little bit on top to help set some of that makeup. At first, I think it looks a little like powdery, it looks a little cakey, but then you have to give it a little bit of time for it to sort of like melt in, and then I feel like it starts looking a lot better. The last makeup thing I want to mention is this primer. This is the Make Keep UV Protector. I started using this while I was in Korea as well, and it definitely helped with the longevity of my base makeup. All right, I have this bag of more goodies from Don Quijote. I had seen some great things about this dry shampoo, and I do really like it. It's different from the spray type of dry shampoos that we often see here in the States. I use Batiste. I have used it for years. This one's like practically invisible. You do have to rub it in a little bit, but I do notice this has a lot more of that like kind of volumizing, kind of setting powers than Batiste does. And then the challenge that I have with spray type dry shampoos is they are wet, because they have to spray, right? So they're wet, and then you have to wait for them to dry before you can start rubbing it all in and then getting all your hair to look better. But I noticed with this one, because it's such a fine powder and it's not wet to begin with, you can pretty much like, you just apply and then you start rubbing it in and your hair is pretty quickly zhuzhed and it looks better. I picked up an SK2 while I was at Don Quijote as well. I don't think I got like the best deal on it, to be honest. I think maybe getting it from the duty free at the airport, or maybe even getting it from like the department store or something might have been like a little bit of a better deal, but I got it while I was there just for the convenience, and I also just wanted to get one instead of a bundle, so it worked out for me. I know this Fino brand is also really popular online. They have a hair mask that almost everybody picks up while they are in Japan. I have a different hair mask that I like to use, so I decided to try the hair oil serum. I haven't tried this yet, but I do like using hair serums in my hair more than I like to use hair oils. So I thought this might be a good thing to try. And I picked up another one of my favorite tweezers. This is from the brand called Greenbell. I first started using this, I think, in like 2018, and that pair is still going pretty strong, but I picked up an extra, I think they've updated the design so they have these little silicone padding in there for your fingers. I find these to be really comfortable to use, and they're really easy to like grasp the individual hairs. So if you see these, you should pick one up too. And I also picked up these compression stockings. In Japan, they make a lot of different compression socks and stockings. And I was interested in trying the stockings because sometimes I find compression socks to be too kind of thick and like suffocating to wear for long periods of time. But I need the compression socks to help with swelling and circulation in my legs. So I was walking like 15 to like 18,000 steps a day in Japan. So I used one of these while I was sleeping, and it definitely helped with my legs feeling better overnight. They didn't cramp overnight, and they were also comfortable enough that I could wear them overnight. The blue one here was also advertised to be like cooling. So I picked that up to try in the summertime to see how that goes. And you've probably seen this on social media as well, but this is the Shupatto reusable bag. I picked up a bunch of these, honestly. I gave them out as gifts, and then I also got one in each size pretty much. This is the medium size. I got a large. I also got a small. Ta-da! When I went to the Itoya store, the stationery store, they had their branded versions. But let me show you like how it works. It opens up like this, and then you can just like open it. You put all your items in there, and then you grab your handles on each side, and then it like turns into a bag, right? So it opens up and it turns into this kind of bag. You know, you take everything out, and then normally you're like left with a bag that you have to like go back, do all the origami to make it fit into whatever original form it was. And it's like a whole puzzle with no clues, where you're just like, how did this all fit? But the merit of this bag is you just pull on the tabs, and then it'll fold back into its kind of original form, and then you can just start rolling it back, and it goes back into this form. The next little segment is going to be like the cutesy kawaii segment, because I am obsessed with Mofusand. At Don Quijote, I found this case. Like, how adorable is this little case? And on the front side, you see the cat like peeking out. Like, how cute, how adorable. So one of the first things I did when I landed was go to the Mofusand store that's at Tokyo Station. There were so many plushies there in various sizes. Like, look at how cute, it's eating a pizza. But it's so cute. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize the back says nyan cola on it. And also from the Mofusand store, I picked up a few of these. This is mine, and then the rest of them I gave out as gifts. But these were little blind boxes of this little like keychain pouch. So these were the styles that you could get. And then I was really hoping that I would get Mount Fuji. And so of the ones that I bought, I picked one, and I got Mount Fuji. I know it's like so silly, but it was so cute. And then you can see there's like the little zipper pouch where you can put items in it. I also picked up like some stickers while I was there and all that, but it's okay. You don't have to see like every single item. At Don Quijote, they were selling the little figures as well. So I picked up a couple of these as well to also have handy to give as little gifts. Oh, at Don Quijote, they were also selling these socks. The shark kitty with a little penguin. It was like so much was going on, but they were so cute, so I just picked them up. And the piece de resistance of my whole Mofusand collection. Ta-da! How cute! How cute! This one actually was a winning from the claw machine. Can you imagine? If I managed to edit my vlog, you'll see it in my vlog. It was a whole collection, multi-story of a bunch of claw machines, and they had a few that had Mofusand items in there. My husband was the one who got this. I am not very good at claw machines, so I give it about 2 tries and then I'm like over it, but he was persistent. And he also tried one of the smaller machines, and we got a little dinosaur, but I left that one in Korea so that it's a little nugget for when I come back. There's still more. I think most of it's stationery, so I'm going to save that for later. And this is like the last thing I'll probably talk about for my Japan haul. I went to a store called Dulton. It has this little bit of like a like old school Americana feel to it. It's like a home goods store, but it's like a utility wear. A lot of things are made out of like this kind of like aluminum, steel. They do make like furniture. They have like ceiling fans. They have like, it's a home goods store. I went specifically because I wanted to get these mini trash cans because how cute do these look? And I also wanted to get them as gifts for some of my friends, but it's literally a trash can. They make them in this mini size and they also make them in a larger size. So they have like a whole scale of trash cans that they make. And they make a larger size so you can use it as an actual trash can. You can also use this as a little trash can too, but I wanted to use it as a little like makeup brush holder, you know, on my vanity. I thought these were really cute, so I was very excited to get these. They also had a gachapon at the store, and so we did it twice, and we got one like regular trash can, like the dumpster style trash can, and then we got one of the trash cans that I got, the ones with the lids at the top. So these are really fun miniatures that we got from the gachapon. Last but not least, there are a couple fashion-y related items. I did go to a few of their like consignment or secondhand stores. I was curious to see like what kind of stock they had, and I've just been seeing so much about luxury secondhand shopping in Japan that I was curious. So each brand kind of has its own identity, has its own focus on what it likes to carry. So if you are interested in particular styles or types of pieces, it might be good to figure out like which brands make sense, which secondhand stores make sense for you to visit. I managed to get a couple of things actually from Ragtag. Actually wasn't expecting to buy any handbags while I was in Japan. I also had purchased a new bag right before the trip, so I didn't really want to get another bag while I was there, but never say never, right? I saw this bag and then I was like, oh, this is really stupid. I kind of want it. And so I was debating, and then I just decided to go for it. I believe this is the shopping bag. It's like the leather shopping bag that came out as part of the 2009 supermarket collection. It kind of reminds me of the Goyard small tote. I think it's like the St. Louis, but it's like in the mini size. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's like all leather. Inside it has like a fabric lining, and there is a little pocket in the front right here. So yeah, this item came as is. It didn't have a dust bag. It didn't have an authenticity card. No box, no nothing. It was just the way that it was, which I was okay with at the price point that it was at. This is something we picked up while we were in Korea later that I just put on the bag because I thought it was funny. I noticed like in Korea and in Japan, a lot of the people there will carry smaller bags. Like their handbag is smaller. It's like about this size, maybe slightly larger. And then they will carry shopping bags or reusable totes that carry some of their other things. So a lot of times folks are carrying more than one bag with them, but they're all a little bit on the smaller side, and they just carry all of them. They kind of put them in the crook of their arm, and that's how they navigate, really. I was sort of feeling that. I was like, okay, I can see the merit of having like a small bag that carries some of your essentials, and then you just have an extra bag if you have a few more things that you need to carry, because maybe you don't carry them for the whole day either, like you acquire them during the day. And also like big bags can be like bulky when you're on like public transit and stuff like that. So the smaller ones are kind of easier for you to like put in your lap or hold closer to you. So anyway, I picked up this Chanel bag while I was in Japan. And then also from Ragtag, I picked up this skirt. It's from the brand Macintosh London, which I know it's like an existing brand. I haven't really seen it a lot in the States, but they have them in like the department stores in Japan as well. But yeah, I saw it. It was like a pretty cute, I think it came out to like $40. And I was like, that's actually cheaper than me trying to buy a skirt from Zara. So let me just get it. Why not? All right, I think that's everything, at least everything that I wanted to share as the highlights of things that I picked up while I was in Japan. If you are interested in seeing some of the stationery items, then let me know in the comments down below and I can do that in a separate video as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.